I mean, I want to see more of this. Like, we did the intro, a call to action.
Because of what they've been busy doing. And I want this to be a reference piece for you. I want you to be able to reference this episode whenever you say, hold on, what was it the FBI was doing? Whose houses did they raid? What warrants did they not serve? I'm doing my best to include all of that here today for you. But let me read a statement here from President Trump. It says, these are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Maralago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, occupied by a large group of FBI agents. It's prosecutorial misconduct, weaponization of the justice system, an attack. Look, you already know this. Okay. And this is why we need to fight like hell. By the way, you can go to the shop. It's not about the, if you don't want to buy the merch, it's just, this is about putting on a team jersey so people know.
Oh my God. Oh my God. How does this guy get away with this, bro? His fan base are the same motherfuckers who say I'm like a shill and a grifter. Oh my God. He just said, like, he did a monologue about like how there's a civil war upon us. And he just straight up turned around and was like, go buy the t-shirt. Come on, guys. Go buy the Chinese-made t-shirts. Hate China, by the way. Love the t-shirts. It's not about the money, but it is about the money.
It's not about the, if you don't want to buy the merch, it's just, this is about putting on a team jersey so people know where you stand.
Absolutely.
Actually, the one you have and the one Dave has is probably better, the George Washington one.
Right, it's about solidarity. You see somebody else, you know where they stand.
It's like half a Christian fish drawn on the sand.
The triangle part?
I don't know why I did the triangle.
And you're not about the money, right? Right? Well, if I was about the money, and I've said this many times over, I'd be a conservative. How many times do I have to prove to you that I can do the conservative commentary thing pretty much better than conservative commentators can? You just watched me predict what he was going to fucking do, nail it, but I didn't even think that it was going to go that fucking far. But, you know, it never ceases to overperform when it comes to the shilling. Your POV also hasn't changed since you got the bag? Yeah, exactly. Alex Jones made $800,000 in one day. One day. If I was a grifter, why the fuck would I grift to the most annoying audience on the fucking planet? The left, the broader left. Literally, the most smarmy, annoying little fucking dickheads who are constantly going, meh, 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 meh. An audience that values how much they can shit on you. If I'm a grifter, why do I grift to the fucking poor? I could just grift to the rich like these fucking dickheads do. It makes no sense.
It's a curve.
Do the top.
I don't have a protractor.
There you go.
They took mine at the airport.
So, no, they're really strict about that. So last night I tweeted this out.
You don't think right-wing viewers can be just as smarmy and toxic as people on the left? No, dude. The right rarely ever does the you're not as fucking right-wing as me in the same way that the left does it. You think they say rhinos and shit, and it's just literally fucking rhinos. It's like Liz Cheney and shit. But right-wingers love their content creators. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if the content creators like directly lying to them. As long as they're saying the right things, as long as they're like, you know, being racist, as long as they're fucking saying all the right shit. Look at Tim Pool. Tim Pool claims he's a Democrat. Why is his entire audience right-wing? Their entire criteria for liking someone is, does this person make libs mad? Yeah, 100%. It's just hilarious whenever people fucking do the, dude, you're a grifter. The fact that you know people like Bob Avakian and Jason Arruhe proves that you have insane brain rot of a leftist. No grifter would go into those depths. I mean, yeah. There's that element of it too. But once again, like, let's be real. One, socialism, not exactly popular, okay? You might want to feel like that, and especially in a community like this, you're going to say that it's popular. But it's like fucking TERFs on Twitter being like, Hasan, you're not a feminist. Hasan, you're a fake feminist. You're a lying, misogynist, grifter feminist. It's like, hey, you dumb idiot. You think anybody in the real world is like, oh my God, feminism, that's a good quality. Like, shut the fuck up. You're yelling at me about not being a real socialist or not being a real feminist when both of those qualities in the real fucking world is unironically, automatically bad, okay? Automatically, they're like, oh, you're a feminist. Shut up, pussy. Feminism doesn't have the same negative association with the word as socialism does as a consequence of Red Scare propaganda. But if you think that most people are not fucking misogynistic, I don't know what to tell you. It seems like you're not living in the fucking real world. Of course most people are misogynistic. We live in a patriarchal society. So in that circumstance, when you're going up and trying to fucking, create an audience of people who are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're like fucking not a real feminist. Like if you're crying about that, then keep crying. Most people, so including women, oh my God, dude, wait till you find out about what the fucking gender of the overwhelming majority of abortion activists are. Like not, pro-abortion. I'm talking anti-abortion. 52% of white women voted for Donald Trump, you dumb idiot. What do you think? What do you think they are? 52% of white women, 54% of white women voted for Donald Trump. Dumbass. Women can't have internalized misogyny. Like, you're so stupid. That's what you sound like. It's very stupid. People who think women can't be misogynistic have the same energy as people who are like, well, black people can't be racist. Like, black people can't be, champions of white supremacy. It's like, yeah, okay, well, Candace Owens, there you go. You are the dumbass libs that Republicans cartoonishly depict as like the entirety of the left. This guy, internalized misogyny isn't real because contradictions don't exist IRL. Yeah. We are in a space that not that long ago on Twitch, we were in a space where not that long ago, and this attitude still exists, not that long ago though, people used to say if there's a female character or a black character, then this game is inherently political, okay? And you're over here being like, sweaty. You're really grifting in the liberal space here. They still say it, yeah. They used to. They still do, but they used to as well. Anyway, let's continue.
Really quickly, just so you can see the weaponization that's going to take place against you. Tomorrow's War, sleep well. Eric Swalwell decided to chime in. Here he is, laughing.
The only
That's
word
also,
he knows.
Yeah.
That's also what the Chinese spy did after she had sex with him.
Yeah. Well, she did it when he took off his pants.
She's like, in my country, they're even bigger.
You do foot binding on penis? So the FBI agents, they obtained a search warrant, okay, from a federal magistrate judge in West Palm Beach. Okay, the West Palm Beach location of the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida, it has 3 magistrates. I know some of you are thinking from role-playing games. You're like, what? Is that the...
No.
Thinking of mage.
Think judge.
As Bruce...
Bro. Asian people can't catch a break, brother. That's wild. They're like, that level of racism, like that level of fucking racist humor is completely unacceptable for like pretty much every other group, okay? If he did that level of commentary on like white people, people would be like, okay, you're going a little too far. He simultaneously, why doesn't like Asian identity go after this guy? He literally said, Asian people have small dicks, they do foot binding on penis, and he also did the fucking voice. That's wild. Worst part is it's like so fucking old, you know what I mean? It's like 90s era racism, you know? You are so brain rotted to know about Asian identity? Of course, bro. Of course.
Reinhart, William Matthewman, Ryan McCabe. August 5th, the warrant was the application was assigned to Reinhart. Now, let me give you a little bit of history on this judge, because people are saying, oh, this judge must be it's a Trump guy. Doesn't matter. Yeah. People turn on people.
Like that joke is from such a different era that like it calls all Asian people Orientals, okay? That's how fucking antiquated that type of like racism is at this point. That's like some fucking straight up Gran Torino racism.
People all the time. We know that Garland would have had to sign off on this. We know that Ray would have had to know about this. That's right. What we did know this morning for sure. And just about 10 minutes ago, we were able to confirm this because there was a lot of information circulating, not all of it correct. I want to make sure that everything I bring you today is correct. And we have done our best. We have great researchers on it right now, producers, making sure to double check, cross our T's, dot our I's. So Reinhart quit his job as U.S. attorney to defend Jeffrey Epstein's clients in 2008, ensuring, all but ensuring, that's a nice way of saying ensuring,
Yeah.
immunity for sex trafficking.
Yeah. Federal immunity.
Oh, so that predators still walk among us.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
cool.
Basically. And the most interesting part of this is that he started an LLC prior to leaving, listed his primary address for this business as Epstein's lead counsel's office.
And is that Panel Vans LLC?
Yes.
Yeah, well, the
Candy
naming
and puppies?
Yes.
is interesting.
Bed sheet rope.
Absolutely.
Security camera.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe the FBI raided a trafficking hub for Jeffrey Epstein's international sex trafficking operation. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, that's right. Mar-a-Lago, famously, a place that Jeffrey Epstein used to recruit, including Virginia Giuffre. So that's you know, I just wouldn't bring up Epstein if I were Steven Crowder. You know what I mean? Like, I just would not bring up Epstein in this situation if your man is like very famously side by side with Jeffrey Epstein and also has like videos alongside him and also has, famously said, Jeffrey, just like me, he likes him young. Also, Alex fucking Acosta, thank you, Humongous. Alex fucking Acosta, Trump's labor secretary, is the person that gave him the sweetheart plea bargain that basically destroyed the federal investigation that was being conducted on Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking ring at the time. So, I don't know, man. Maybe I just wouldn't bring up Jeffrey Epstein in a time like this. Yes, Alex Acosta was a up-and-coming prosecutor in the state of Florida. And he was the one who gave Jeffrey Epstein that sweetheart plea deal that is unheard of, where he was able to literally continue fucking people in prison, could be in and out of prison any time of the day. Yeah. And then Alex Acosta went on to have a blossoming career and went all the way up to becoming the Secretary of Labor under Donald Trump. Just saying.
Jammers Incorporated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prisoner Pinatas?
Yes.
LLC.
Yeah, another thing. This is another great example. Like last night, they had Alan Dershowitz on. Jeffrey Epstein's fucking allegedly pedophile lawyer. What the fuck do you mean? The Dersh! Why do these fucking dickheads act like Jeffrey Epstein was not a bipartisan espionage, clandestine operation asset? No shot for real, brother. There is not a night on Fox News where Alan Dershowitz isn't on. Alan, I kept my underpants on and my kid was there, so we couldn't have done any pedophilia, Dershowitz. Alan, I don't even have sex with my wife, Dershowitz.
Well, the good news is we have a bunch of new IRS agents who could audit it.
Well, that's true. Yes.
Right?
Maybe a step to be taken.
That's me holding my breath.
Yeah.
That's pantomiming something that'll never happen.
Time to audit child grave.
Well, look, and one of the reasons that this matters is because every single media outlet right now is saying, "Whoa, they must have had so much evidence to be able to obtain that." And I'm like, I don't trust these people.
Well, this guy also donated to Obama, and of course, I repeat myself, Jeb Bush presidential campaign.
Obama light,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. No.
So Donald Trump appointed judge. This is what all these people are going after Trump, and these are his friends. This is a guy who defended Epstein and a guy who donated to both the Obama and Jeb Bush presidential campaigns.
Yeah.
Let's be.
You know who else defended Jeffrey Epstein? Donald Trump. So what does that mean? Perhaps this is an opportunity to take a deep breath and say, maybe Obama and Jeb Bush don't have a lot that's different than one another, but neither does Donald Trump. Maybe everyone involved in the American elite society, to a certain degree, is just an annoying reactionary liberal. It's just like the aesthetics are a little bit different. Republicans are like openly racist. Democrats will just continue to do the racist shit that Republicans do, but go, oh man, Republicans are so racist. Fuck, they're peddling so hard, the DOJ must have the good shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, watching conservatives fucking endlessly lose their minds on this has given me the confidence. It has unironically made me feel like they have some better juice than I thought prior. Like when I was watching CNN and everybody go like, oh, well, if they have nothing, then like the FBI is screwed. They really fucked up. Meanwhile, Steven Crowder is like kicked it into the highest gear here.
Be clear about this, and people want to say, "Oh, talking about Epstein."
Yeah, Obama doesn't fit that mold, bud. I'm not convinced. there is functionally no difference between Jeb Bush and Barack Obama, other than the fact that Jeb Bush is a Republican and Barack Obama is a Democrat. Ultimately, Barack Obama gave you a little bit of social safety nets, crumbs, that are remnants of the 90s era Republican concessions made to a more viable leftist attitude towards, social spending, healthcare, and the like. But ultimately, Jeb Bush, Barack Obama, they're just the same fucking capitalist, neoliberal dickheads. Okay? Like, what are you talking about? Barack Obama continued George Bush's war on terror. He's the drone strike king. He ran on closing Guantanamo Bay and refused to do so. He did not prosecute any of the financial criminals who are responsible for the 2008 housing market crash. He offered concessions and money directly to the banks that were making money off of the housing market crash, knew that it was going to happen and continued to do so, and actually took out assurances against them. He bailed out the fucking banks instead of the average American citizen. And you're over here talking about how, like, Obama, how was he any different? How was he not different than Jeb Bush? Yeah, Obama, whose cabinet was hand-selected by fucking Goldman Sachs, dude. Come the fuck on. The only reason why you like Obama is because he's cool and because the media said he's cool, and that's it.
What about Trump? As soon as Trump found out about Epstein being creepy, he kicked him out permanently.
Yeah.
From Mar-a-Lago.
Done.
Are you to be blamed if you've ever been friends with somebody or ever been acquaintances with somebody before you found out that they're a criminal or a sex offender, or even before he was prosecuted, just kind of creepy?
Yeah.
General malfeasance. Trump said, "You're out of here."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, totally. Oh, now he's defending him. Bro, this monkey looks like Hasan Piker. I know. This is an old-ass meme at this point. Trump kicked Jeffrey Epstein, except he said Jeffrey Epstein likes him young, just like he does, after, many years after.
And by the way, if you are one of those people that believe, oh, this is totally above board, do you really think everything that's gone on with the Epstein trial was totally above board? I'm not even talking about his suicide on accident. What I'm talking about is that none of these people that he implicated or could have implicated have ever been put on a list and brought before a judge.
Right.
None of them. They flew on planes. We have records of them taking flights. We have photographs. We have lawsuits settled in the UK.
Why is he talking about fucking Jeffrey Epstein, dude? What the fuck? Trump supporters outside of his home. Let's move on. I mean, this sucks. Why is he talking about Jeffrey Epstein? I agree. I agree with the Jeffrey Epstein shit. I also agree that the FBI sucks and agree with defunding the FBI. So I'm a fan of that. What about Obamacare? That was good. B-tier streamer take. If you were maybe doing a little bit more listening and a little less typing in the chat, you would have already heard me account for exactly that. Obamacare was a Heritage Foundation right-wing concession to socialized healthcare. As I mentioned, in the 90s, the Republican Party was making concessions and realized instead of offering socialized healthcare, we should probably find a middle ground, a market-based solution. Obamacare was also first implemented originally in Massachusetts by Mitt Romney, who is a right-wing. He was a right-wing governor. He was a Republican governor of Massachusetts. It was originally called Romney Care. Of course, Romney then went on to go up against Barack Obama after Obamacare was implemented. But maybe if you're not an American, you sit your white ass down and listen. Okay, how about that? My man backpedaled so quick that he was like, "Sorry, I'm just a troll. I'm sorry."
Americans, of course, just so you know, you're not alone, have already taken to the streets in Palm Beach to support President Trump. Here you go.
Please tell me you think this is cool. Is Steven Crowder going to look at these fucking weirdos and be like, how cool is that? What about DACA that changed a lot of people's lives? Straight up. Sure. Also, the concessions afforded or the concessions given as a consequence of DACA were, what led to Obama being dubbed the deporter-in-chief. So there's that element to DACA as well. And yes, you can always say that the prior president was better than the last one, and that is always true. Of course, Barack Obama was better than Donald Trump. I'm not saying that Barack Obama is worse than Donald Trump, but the moment that you slap on a at least in your argument, you recognize that, you know, kind of a failing one. And if you've been in this community long enough, you probably recognize that in most of these circumstances, whenever we talk about the Democratic Party, there's always an alternative. There's always an option. There's always a way to whip the votes. There's always a way to fucking turn around and ensure that you literally get your fucking legislative agenda done. And Barack Obama, just like Joe Brandon, in this circumstance, in this cycle of news coverage, did the exact same kind of, oh man, I don't know what to do here. I have no power in my fucking hands. Bullshit. And for that, it's very hard for me to forgive him. So there's that reality as well. Oh, actually, one could even say it's worse for Obama because he had a 60-person filibuster-proof majority in the Senate. Oh, we just can't do anything about Joe Lieberman. Oh, shucks. Yeah, Obama had 87 days with a supermajority. The American people said, hey, Obama, we love you. Hey, Obama, we love you so much. We're going to give you the fucking Senate, too. And he bungled it up. Libs be like, no, he didn't. That's exactly right. And that's when you give the game away. You will never have a supermajority. That will never happen. There will always be rotating villains within the Democratic Party that are playing the role of a spoiler. Okay? So you just simply can't accomplish your fucking agenda. Oh man. Oh my. That's crazy. How did that happen? Oh shit. Oh shucks. We can't do that right now. We have the filibuster. We have the filibuster-proof method of using the budget reconciliation, which we just used to pass the IRA. But even then, it's like, oh man, we got spoilers in the party. Oh, Joe Manchin. Oh, Kristen Sinema. Oh, all these other senators. I guess we got to make concessions to them and ensure that, like, the additional acreage or any kind of additional spending on green energy, renewable energy initiatives to combat climate change has to be tacked along with additional acreage being afforded to the oil and gas industry. I mean, there's no other way to tackle this problem because Joe Manchin won't sign off on it. Golly, what are we going to do? There you go. Well, you're fucking stupid. Stupid person if you don't realize what is happening. Time and time again, it has happened and it will continue to happen.
Now, let me get into something that we have been told. Okay. And then let me show you a clip that shows that shows beyond any shadow of a doubt that it's at the very least opaque.
Yeah.
So this comes from the Washington Post. All references available at louderwithcarter.com. We've primarily tried to use leftist sources today so that we're not accused of providing information that you don't like. Reportedly, the Justice Department, they say that they've been investigating the potential mishandling of classified material.
Oh, no.
After, this is a quote, the National Archives and Records Administration said it had retrieved from Maralago 15 boxes of records containing classified information earlier this year. So
Famous leftist Washington Post.
a couple of things here. That's what they're saying. But these are the people who, remember, also said there was the pee tape, Donald Trump and prostitutes peeing, remember, on the laminated furniture?
Yeah.
Remember, there was the N-word Christmas reel from Apprentice, the B-roll that never made it out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Russian collusion documents. So now these people are saying there could be potential mishandling of classified. Now, let's be really clear because you will see.
They're like, I can't believe Donald Trump is being investigated by the FBI for mishandling classified documents. Also, why is the FBI not arresting Hunter Biden for saying the N-word in a text message? Brother, if I were you, I would not be bringing that up, especially considering that you say the N-word all the time. Even if you don't literally say the N-word, which, I'm sure you do, you're basically, taking the long way to say the N-word every time you mention black people. So it's just so weird. Oh, he's talking about Trump, the Apprentice tape. I misunderstood. I just immediately went to Hunter Biden. I was sorry. I'm so used to responding to conservative talking points. I became like one of those hogs that doesn't listen to what they're saying and assume that they're saying like Hunter Biden.
See this all over Twitter, all over Instagram, all over YouTube, and probably on CNN from people who don't know their thumb from their dick. Saying he doesn't have right to classified material. Of course he does. Jimmy Carter released, he declassified information after his presidency. That happens all the time. They're not saying that a former president, if you want to use that term.
You do this all the time. ... Fucking got him, dude. You fucking got me. You fucking got me, dude. I do this all the time, dude. Fuck ... Motherfuckers that put the ... in the end of their speech think that they're in a fucking anime. They think that they're like an anime villain. You know what I mean? You do this all the time. Guess what? Just destroyed you.
Doesn't have the right to classify material. They're saying that he mishandled classified material. So anyone who says an ex-president does not have the right to classify material doesn't know what they're talking about, and that's not even what they're alleging. They're hoping that they make it opaque enough that enough people out there, the little monkey foot soldiers, go out and say, he shouldn't have access to classified material. And by the way, I know everyone's doing the whataboutism with Hillary Clinton. Here's the thing. Donald Trump was president. Hillary Clinton wasn't. Her only...
Oh, shit. Oh, what? Yo, is he going to say fuck Donald Trump for not arresting Hillary Clinton?
Qualification was that she was the only bitch not screwing the president. And it's not that she had classified material. It's that she deleted classified material.
Bleached, I believe.
Bleached.
Bleached.
But if you're looking for piss tapes and Russians, why don't you just look at Hunter's laptop?
That's a good point.
That'd be a good place
Or
to
just
start.
look at, if you want, the Chinese, you just go to Swalwell's.
That's true.
Ring footage.
Yes. His fart box.
Yes. It's also devil is a scream box. Just the sequence matters. Now, investigators, I'm still a child. I'm mad, but I'm still a child. They were allegedly aware of the documents in Trump's possession and just told him.
I mean, they were gonna bring up Hunter. Like that wasn't even a big pre-watch. Come on, they all they've done is talk about that.
That they needed to be secured better. That might be all the mishandling that had taken place. Here's a clip.
Investigators went down to Maralago and actually met with Trump's attorneys. We are told it was back in early June, they believe, and they met with Trump's attorneys. I am told that they were shown a room that had boxes of documents that were there, that days after they left Maralago, they sent a letter to Trump's attorneys asking them to further secure the room.
It tells you that they had concerns about how that information, that material, those boxes of documents were going to continue to be respected and used by the former president and his staff. And it may be, as Caitlin points out,
mentally,
that they weren't satisfied with the security of the room, that they weren't satisfied with the level of cooperation of the FBI was requesting. So they took the extraordinary step of going to a federal judge who had to authorize a search warrant, and you have the events that we've had over the last 24 hours.
If that is the justification, that we were unsatisfied with how he secured the documents, and you just threw out 250 plus years of precedent, or precedents, whichever one, we'll have Bill on to tell us which one that is insane. And by the way, they actually broke into his safe. They opened up his safe. Is that not a secure area?
I was frankly surprised that President Trump was as responsible as he was with the story.
Here's what I don't understand. Why do they not see that means that the warrants are fucking legit? That is an indication that like the warrants were pretty fucking beefy. You know what I mean? The fact that they were able to get into the safe implies that they knew that the warrants were pretty solid. You can't get into safes like this. Even in a raid, you can't get in. You would need an additional warrant for that.
I'm surprised he wasn't using them as coasters for his Diet Coke cans by the hot tub. I'm not even lying.
It's unbelievable.
He's such a wheeling and dealing guy. I didn't think he would be that prudent.
I thought he would have gone to Crate and Barrel.
Yes. So the container store, perhaps. Yes. Which I don't know what that store is. Like, do you only sell containers? Your whole store is the U store.
I've never walked in. I think it's just cheap coffins.
Start. Yeah.
Cough drop. Sound like the teenager on the system. You're like, I've never walked in. The fat guy wants to see the movie. What's that talking about?
Our researchers just sent a pretty surprising tweet from Andrew Cuomo.
Okay.
DOJ.
Wait, hold on a second. This is the Cuomo who covered up the nursing home deaths, right? This is the Cuomo who actually enacted policies that led to thousands of deaths in his place.
Brother, you don't give a fuck about that. You literally think COVID is fake. Oh, wait, sorry. After 1 million deaths, they don't say COVID is fake anymore, right? They gave up on that. Because I'm old enough to remember this very same Steven Crowder running around and fucking debating people about how COVID is fake. So what happened to that Steven Crowder, you know? About how like the government was massaging numbers. But when it comes to fucking Cuomo, which by the way, he is right. Cuomo did do that. He's like, oh, well, Andrew Cuomo killed a bunch of old people. Bitch, you said the numbers were made up. Like, you can't take both of those positions. What the fuck? He straight up debated time and time again, saying that the CDC was beefing up the numbers, that hospitals, there was like this conspiracy. There was a deep conspiracy within the international community of doctors working alongside the Chinese Communist World Health Organization. They were literally logging extra COVID deaths. Okay, that's all they were doing, because they had to do this at the international level because COVID was all over the place, right? So he kept saying that, and now he's saying Andrew Cuomo hid COVID deaths. Which one is it, motherfucker? Are they over-reporting or under-reporting COVID deaths? That's bullshit. You can't have both of those. You can't just be like, yeah, COVID is like kind of fake, and then, it's just the flu. It's not that big of a deal, but also like at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you guys, you guys like that? Nice.
Let's say I try and kill myself. Bunch of pills, put a gun to my head, whatever it is. I'm close, but no cigar. So I get put in the hospital, right? And basically put on life support. They're trying to help me survive. And I don't make it. And just before I die from my suicide, I get COVID-19. Is that a COVID death?
No. And I would think it would be one of these few outliers, too. Does that
That is literally a
25%?
COVID death right now.
Dude, he's out of his mind. This is insane. Why do people do this? Why do people do this? And Elon Musk did this too. Why? Why is it like, what about this circumstance where, oh God, where this insane hypothetical occurred? Where'd he get this info from? Like fucking 4chan or some shit? I'm sure that someone pointed out the additional deaths, right? Yeah, I've dunked on this point so many times. It's like saying people don't die from fucking AIDS. It's like saying people don't die from fucking AIDS. It's they die from their compromised immune system, getting not being able to deal with like whatever the fuck sickness you get. Or it's like saying people don't die from gunshot wounds. They die from their heart stopping.
Now.
I won't watch 40 minutes of this.
You know how it be. It's time for the latest Change My Mind. And outside of violent riots, there's one topic that is at the tip of everyone's tongue.
Even as the death toll in America continues to climb past 60,000, 2,000 new deaths a day, day after day after day.
If people have an underlying condition, it is exacerbated by the virus and therefore included in the death count.
Citing CDC data now reports that the U.S. death toll is actually far higher than what's been reported.
And you know what? I don't buy it. I think the death count is grossly overinflated, but what do you think? What constitutes a COVID death versus someone dying of COVID? And do you trust the media's reporting on the topic? Let me know in the comments below. On with the show. Meet Drees.
It's hard to watch him because he's so deeply insecure, and you can smell that insecurity on him. You know what I mean? You can smell it from a mile away. It's kind of like when you watch Candace Owens and you see her face and you can sense that she knows what she's doing is wrong, but she kind of likes it because she's already thinking about how many people are going to pay attention to her. And it really frustrates you when you watch it. It's like Steven Crowder is kind of like that.
On with Drees. So you were asking, can you actually spell your name for me for the camera?
Drees, D-R-E-E-S.
Not Drew Brees.
No.
He's been in a lot of trouble lately for saying that we should, unify. So yes, I do.
Yeah, that's what he was in a lot of trouble for, saying we should unify.
Believe. I think statistically, at this point, it's pretty hard to argue against the fact that the COVID death numbers have been inflated dramatically. Yeah.
Why? How do you come to that conclusion? I'm just curious.
Sure. Well, I come to the conclusion from a few. Sorry, that fell. From a few numbers. Well, first off, let me ask you: Do you believe the current death totals that we have, that's an accurate assessment?
I have no idea. That's
okay.
why I'm asking the question.
Perfect.
I don't know why you wouldn't think it is. I don't know why someone would lie about it.
Well, I think there are a few reasons that someone might lie about it or might be dishonest regarding that, and that's number one. Let's start where there might be an incentive, and then the statistics that might bear it out.
All right.
Hospital right now gets significantly more revenue if they have a COVID patient versus a non-COVID patient. If they list a non-COVID patient, for example, they might get $5,000 in revenue in some kind of federal relief, United States government relief. They might get up to $13,000 if it's a COVID patient. Now, I understand there are experts who've been on both sides.
Is there a DRG code for COVID?
Yeah.
There's a diagnosis-related group code.
Yeah, there was.
for
My
COVID.
wife was just in the hospital,
Okay,
and they were
interesting.
asking her about it. Yeah.
Interesting.
As far as I understand, I don't know necessarily if it's a DRG code or a separate code, but my wife just came out of the hospital with GBS.
Because that's how
And
you
it was
do
a big deal.
Google? No, I'm tweeting out that I am going to be covering this so that people that are interested come and watch it. But again, the idea that like hospitals are making extra money off of this and that's why they're engaged in a widespread conspiracy would have to leak into international hospitals, because international hospitals are also inflating their death counts, I guess, by COVID, even though they are publicly funded and not for profit. So that's kind of weird. But most importantly, like I said, it does not matter. No matter what kind of argument you try to make about like how the new legislation that was passed in Congress and the CARES Act gave hospitals additional money for each individual COVID patient that they had is completely unrelated. One, because elective surgeries are how hospitals make money, and hospitals desperately want to restart and start having patients that they have elective surgeries for. So technically, they have a financial incentivization to undercount COVID-19 related deaths, if they were to do such a thing, which I don't believe that they would. Secondly, there is a tremendous punishment that they would have to. There's an insane amount of punishment for like fake data, putting out fake data this way. You would not be able to do that. Like, that would be insane. You can't just take money from the government without any sort of repercussions. 1,000%. But most importantly, there had to have been someone killing all of these people, because the death toll is technically currently undercounted, especially in the first couple of months when this controversy began, when people were like making this shit up. There were thousands of additional deaths in comparison to the 5 other years adjusted the same time frame. So why did thousands of additional people die in that circumstance? Do you think that thousands of additional people died in that circumstance by what, like assassins or something, some other unrelated cause? Or what happened in that situation? In that situation, thousands of other extra people died as a consequence of what exactly? It's rather suspicious. But now Crowder is a coward. So what he'll say is, oh, I just mean, I'm not saying that there aren't any COVID-19 deaths. I just mean that they're inflated.
Place wasn't raided because they would have.
No.
Who needs that many nipple barbells and evidence?
Sexual misconduct as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point, Dave.
Sean Hannity never burps in the mic.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Admitted. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so he said DOJ must immediately explain the reason for its raid, and it must be more than a search for inconsequential archives, or it will be viewed as a political tactic and undermine any future credible investigation and legitimacy of January 6 investigations.
Oh, good for him, except for the
I mean, the funny part about that is that like they just were going to undermine it anyway. You know what I mean? Nobody who thinks this raid is illegitimate is already had the assumption that the January 6th committee hearings were real. You know what I mean?
The last part.
Yeah, exactly.
Hashtag please don't investigate me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Guys, there's too much. We do it.
Can you do a 24-hour at 60K? Don't read this out loud. Like a 24-hour stream? No.
We don't want to be just. We don't want to be bickering about who investigates who.
If I was him, I would not have opened my mouth.
No.
If they're not investigating you, just don't say a word. Be like, oh, thank God they're investigating Trump. Otherwise, I would be on the dock.
Wow. He's just stealing my steez right there. That's my thing. On a fucking Tuesday, nonetheless. Fuck this guy. I hate him.
I mean, I appreciate he's trying to act as though he's being consistent, but you know what? I think that when you actually enact policies that lead to the deaths and lie about it, maybe you should be investigated. Not saying they should raid your house, but maybe force you to answer questions.
God forbid.
Him and Governor Whitmer. So
I wonder how his document storage is.
I know it doesn't matter that it's a Monty Python reference. Well, actually, it does matter. He's such a fucking liberal-ass theater nerd, dude. Of course he would make a Monty Python reference.
Of course, they would need probable cause to issue a warrant, and Senate Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said that he's seen enough. The Department of Justice has reached an intolerable state of weaponized politicians. Attorney General Garland, preserve your documents and clear your calendar.
I love that.
Okay. We're going to have some more information here, some more research as it comes in, and I know Gerald has some interesting points.
You were praised on Logan Paul's podcast? Wait, really? Let's get back to Steven Crowder crying.
This is, a lot of you may be feeling in your gut, and not necessarily fully aware of how to articulate the fear that you have. We all know that the intelligence agencies are being used as political arms of this administration. But we need to be able to put a finer point on it. You need to be able to argue it with other people. So let me break this down for you. We told you about all the claims that the intelligence agencies made as it related to pissing tapes, as it related to Russian collusion, right? Anywhere else, you'd be fired.
Sure.
Anywhere else.
Let me add to that.
Mind searching up the pronunciation of Inshallah in Arabic on YouTube, a Palestinian viewer? No.
What we know the FBI is not doing. Okay. Dr. Larry, they're not investigating Dr. Larry Nassar. Remember? The FBI provided completely inaccurate, incomplete information. This is the guy who systematically sexually abused.
I mean, dude, I love this. He's right. He's right about this, by the way. Dude, this is awesome. He's like so mad at the FBI that he's doing leftist commentary. He did an entire 20 minutes on what the feds have refused to investigate. And then another 20 minutes on what the feds are doing to our big, beautiful boy, Donald Trump.
So the FBI is going to do
By the way, Haley Sierra, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
their job. And I'm sorry, FBI agents out there who are doing your job, I know several of them that are fantastic people. This is coming from the guys in Washington.
Yeah.
This is coming, and they're filtering down to some of these local field offices.
Yeah, these are the pencil pushers. These are the guys who are the managers of the FBI. Karens, if you will. It's like, yeah.
I don't know what to do other than to tear it down and rebuild. And I'm sure they want the same thing, because this is not the FBI that they joined. This is not the FBI that they wanted.
Yeah,
maybe
be.
Rip it down like J. Edgar Hoover would another man's pants.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, just think about this.
I don't know that he did that. I think he just liked to wear a dress.
Just throw it out there.
Every once in a while, he wanted to feel the airflow. It's a little more comfortable. I understand.
I don't know. He had a friend with him all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's different then. Think
No,
about this.
it's not.
Who's the
I'm
front runner
clenching his
right
pearls.
now for the Republican Party? Arguably, who's the front runner? Donald Trump. We have Joseph R. Biden, who's saying he's going to run for re-election. So essentially what just happened is the sitting president...
He's going to fake jog
for re-election. Fake jog, yes.
Like someone who's
a basement
running
again.
down a main cross street and doesn't want you to see that they've quit, so they kind of do the half walk.
Little half
That's what
jog,
he's gonna
yeah.
do.
So basically, the sitting former vice president who has declared his intention to run again, his FBI, Department of Justice, have now raided and investigated his primary opponent for the upcoming election. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yes.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is Donald Trump running for election? What year is this? Are we in an election year? Oh, wait, no. We're in the fucking midterms. That logic is so fucking silly. I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this this rhetoric. It's like the claim, the ridiculous fucking claim, the ridiculous notion that anyone and everyone technically it could be running for president at any given moment, any given year. He didn't even announce it. And even if he had announced it already, he would be announcing it 2 years out. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't. Also, there is no magic bullet here. Like, there is no, oh, well, dude, you're investigating someone who was intending on running for president? That's unacceptable. Sir, I'll have you know, you're talking to a future U.S. Marine, okay? You're talking to a future U.S. president.
By the way,
that's a story
in case you're looking to understand it better, CNN's got the scoop for you.
Yeah.
They're still covering that Biden signed a bipartisan chips and science
20
act.
minutes.
It's an enormous amount of pork
Yeah, they don't even give a fuck. They're like, fuck the microchips.
in that bill too.
Oh,
It's all
is
like
there?
Master's climate change in this.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, good. We need more.
I feel like after 9/11, they're talking about a fundraiser for a junior senator.
It's, after 9/11, they're talking about a new kind of Reese's Buttercup.
Yes.
After 9/11, he is unironically saying this is like of similar magnitude. I thought that was like, remember in the beginning of the fucking broadcast, we were joking about like, this is Steven Crowder's 9/11. This is Steven Crowder's 9/11. He's like, nah, this is literally my 9/11. Which, you know, all matter of slander against 9/11 I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're shitting on federal agencies as well. Maybe he should mention that. Maybe he should mention the federal agency involvement in the events leading up to 9/11. I don't know. Fuck it. YOLO. Steven Crowder based arc. Only for this. Woo!
It's dark chocolate.
Yes.
It's better for you.
Ooh, there's a what?
Of course, remember, it doesn't matter. They can say whatever the fuck they want about 9/11 because they maintain the keys of patriotism. So when they shit on 9/11 or whatever, or when they weaponize 9/11 as a rhetoric, as a rhetorical tool, they're doing it in a patriotic way. So no conservative is going to be like, wow, that's really fucked up, Steve. Like, how dare you do that? You must be a terror lover or whatever. They're not.
White chocolate.
More
one,
flavonoids.
too. What's all that smoke? Don't worry about it.
It's halal too.
Oh, really?
Bad timing.
No, not bad timing. Perfect timing for CNN. No, here's the thing, and we're going to have former Mayor Giuliani on. And we'll go to Mug Club, lettercredit.com/Mug Club, and talk more about what it is that you can do. Please share the show if you can. It helps. And right now, they are going to label everything misinformation that they possibly can. Yeah, there needs to be a purity test now. There needs to be a purity test for Republicans, for so-called conservatives. I will not vote for anyone who does not demand the defunding of these intelligence agencies, period.
I love that. That's awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, do it, pussy. I mean, I don't believe that he'll actually push for that, for the record, but if he did, that'd be pretty cool.
Don't care who it is. Won't vote for him. It's a gimme. It's a gimme right now. But beyond that, what can you do? Okay, a couple of things. These people aren't your friend. People bitch about division? Nope, I'm ready. I want a thick dividing line. I really do. It's time to start calling off sides. If you're an at-will state and you're an employer, I would fire everybody. Fire everybody who celebrates this. I would fire them. Just like Maxine Waters said, harass them wherever they go in diners. And, well, you know what? Don't serve them. Don't do business with them. People who want to destroy this republic, if we can keep it, and your rights, are no longer your friend. No more barbecues with them. No more cocktail parties. No more cocktails. No more tiffs.
Bro, he's so libbed up. He is so fucking libbed up. It's awesome. I love this. This is wonderful. He's literally, he's like straight up fucking pushing for, he's straight up pushing for like the same shit that like liberals were doing, where they were like, oh, don't do it. Like, if you have liberal friends who are celebrating this unjustifiable act of cruelty by the federal government and the federal agency, this is your opportunity to fight and fight like hell by buying a Fight Like Hell shirt, and also by separating yourself immediately from them.
Treats. No treats.
Podcast about Liz. There is a brand new restaurant.
Now, there's a difference between people who are, let's say, Democrat voters for a long time and saying this is beyond the pale. Yeah. But people who celebrate this, I'm not telling you what to do. I would advise you to cut them from your life like a cancer.
Oh, no, dude. Oh, man. He can't. He's like, it's like, yeah, if they're owning you, if they're owning the conservatives, I mean, you just can't be having that. Cancel them. Cancel them out of your lives.
Because they would celebrate the same if it happened to you. Don't serve them. Don't employ them. Don't be nice with them.
Guys, you don't understand. This is not like cancel culture. Like, cancel culture is gay. This is cancel culture, but not gay. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. It's different. You don't understand. Just vote really hard. Vote really hard, sweaty, in November, okay?
Don't work with them and fight every single inch. Every single time they say something where your antenna goes up, if they happen to be in your periphery, go, nah, that's bullshit. Call them on it. It's time to fight for every single square inch. Name me an institution that exists in government, and by proxy, of course, the entertainment industry, media, that has not been overtaken by the left. Public education, intelligence agencies, military, the health industry, pharmaceutical companies.
What? Wait, what? Dude, I love conservatives, man. Wait, like media is definitely libbed up, right? Like, fine, sure. Even though they are still reactionary, vulturous, parasitic psychopaths. But what, the famously leftist big pharma? Like, what the fuck does that mean?
You can go to airlines, you can go to media, you can go to Hollywood. You guys can get someone who's there in the map. Blaine, you can get out of the map. I know Giuliani's. He's popping in there some stuff about Rudy Giuliani.
By the way, it's
I know
10:15.
who he is.
10:15 is when he'll.
Yeah, it's 10:15 when he comes on. This is what you can do in your own personal life. I know not everyone will agree with this. You can comment below if you agree with it. I have no interest in being friends with these people. None whatsoever. I think it's time to start fighting fire with fire. These are people who are raiding your homes.
Bro, conservatives telling other conservatives to fucking be like, cut off your friends and family is such a funny take, because it's like, do you even have any friends and family left at this point? If you're like a big Steven Crowder watcher, advocate, whatever, and it's consumed your life in its fucking entirety, I mean, I don't even think you have any friends left that are liberal, I guess, or in general. Like, too late.
We're going to audit your friends and family who are harassing your representatives or intimidating people like Larry Elder running for office into silence. You can't be, gee gosh, Roy Rogers this thing, and be nice with him. We're past that. You guys want to bitch about the division? All right. Start clearing your own ranks. I don't want to see ha 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 ha. The thing about ha 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 from Eric Swalwell is that's a man who fears no retribution whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like a woman who talks a bunch of trash to some strange man she doesn't know because she knows that he won't hit her for the exact same reason he would hit a man. It's the exact same thing. It's Eric Swalwell going, I was banging Chinese spies and they didn't raid my home. That's the problem I have with it. Not an end zone dance. I have a problem that half of this country doesn't fear retribution. We need to make them fear it. And we need to make the people who claim to be championing our cause, claim to be carrying our mantle, Republicans, conservatives, they need to fear you. Not saying violence. I'm saying they need to fear you, going on a campaign to remove any and all of the power they so...
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, this is all it took. This is so funny. Oh my God. Come on, dude. Come on. I know voting for a Democrat or whatever the fuck doesn't really push the needle all that much. And I get that. I get why you get mad at the Democratic Party, but like, doesn't this make you kind of feel like if liberals actually did anything at all, like even a little bit, like light pushback, look at the way they fucking react, because they're so used to winning all the fucking time. He's like crying. He's like sweating. He's so mad. He's like, oh, dude, cut off the liberals from your life immediately. They need to fear you. They need to fear you. They win all the time, even when they're fucking losing. But like, god damn, imagine how fucking sweet this would be. God, Swalwell sucks so bad, by the way. I mean, this shit is like, it's just, he's just so whack. Yeah, they're sore winners and sore losers. But my God, are they funny when they're sore losers, okay?
Desperately desire or cling to. That's it. These are career politicians. You know, you see what happens. You see what happens with congressmen. You see what happens with senators, right? You see what happens with, you saw it with Fauci, one of the highest paid officials in government, a man who has not worked in the private sector for, what do you think happens at the FBI? What do you think happens at the DOJ, at the CIA? These are people who've worked their entire lives and are looking for a pension. Most of these people are totally fine carrying out these marching orders so long as they remain unaffected, even if they agree with you. If you work in these agencies, now I got the Dave thing. Be a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to fight every single inch, period. Don't look for a perfect shot. Pressure in your everyday life. Resign yourself to every day for the rest of your life being uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable because it's going to be conflict. That's okay. That's okay because peace is a two-way street. And they don't want it. What do you mean they? Are you othering? Yep, they. Enemy. Left. Democrats. IRS, FBI, DOJ. This administration. Eric Swalwell. Enemies. Not worthy adversaries. Not differing points of view. Enemies. Are you starting to get the picture? But say something, Dave.
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I think that I've gotten it out of my
you said
system.
I got the Dave thing, and I said, what?
Oh. Sorry.
I just tried to lighten the mood slightly.
Yeah.
Oh, what are they talking right now?
They're talking about it real quick.
They're finally talking about it on CNN. Good. And they have their most senior 16-year-old anchor on the job.
That's great.
One of the fundraising texts that came out overnight that was sent out by the Republican National Committee, it says, it calls this unprecedented.
It is.
It is.
It says that it was Biden's FBI raid.
It is.
It is.
References the midterm.
No. Brandon doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Brandon got owned by fucking literally trying to put a blazer on and failed. Brandon, also capable of successfully and strategically placing chess pieces together to do a fucking raid on his prior political opponent that he destroyed, by the way. Oh my God, dude. This is the reason why they have the Dark Brandon meme. Like, the Dark Brandon meme is basically just treating Joe Biden, who is a feckless, cowardly, reactionary, old, basically half fucking dead Democratic centrist, as this like Maoist with an agenda and a willingness to radically undermine the rights and liberties of his political opponents on the Republican side.
Saying it's time to take back Congress.
Sure
so this is a familiar move that we've seen from Republicans in moments where former President Trump has come under fire, especially found himself in legal jeopardy. But fundraising off of this itself is fairly unprecedented.
What? Holy shit! It's like, let's say someone raped and killed your whole family. It's an extreme example to paint a picture here.
Yeah.
Let's say someone raped and killed your whole family and hung them up upside down from meat hooks like Jose and Kuzey Hussein, okay? And the media should be saying, holy crap, this is unprecedented.
Yeah.
But you respond and say, I'm gonna beat this guy's ass. They go, that kind of a response is unprecedented.
Wow. Whoa. That you put out a reward for these guys. That's an unprecedented step.
Vigilante.
Why did he go with the Mussolini? Which is weird, but anyway, who knows? I mean,
isn't much.
Oh, jeez.
The fact that he is raising camp is unprecedented? Really? That's the story?
That's what you picked?
And it's a great opportunity to start raising money.
Yeah. Yeah, because they probably, took some of his cash as well from Maralago, and Uncle Sam's none the wiser.
You know why it's unprecedented? It hasn't happened in history.
Right.
And by the way, there was another person who maybe deserved it, or at least some of his cohorts. The guy who, Nixon. Yeah, the guy who resigned on August 8th. That's weird. The raid was conducted on August 8th. And it was the anniversary of Nixon. I don't think there's any connection there.
That means JFK is still alive, folks.
Probably does, and that Ted Cruz's father didn't kill him.
Well, Nixon also said that the same people that got JFK got him. It was just that a bullet would have been too obvious.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I don't know where we go from here.
Yeah.
I know what you need to do.
Federal prison would be fun. I mean, like I said, I'm in it for the content. Like, it would be great. Seeing how much they have, lost their fucking minds at the government conducting, a pretty basic, evidence gathering mission. Oh my Lord, dude. If they're this mad, imagine Trump, I don't know. Trump being perp walk would make these guys lose their minds. Straight up. I think Steven Crowder already has a weak heart, okay, which is beta behavior, L nerd. He would probably die.
I don't know where we go from here as a republic unless there's as much conflict as humanly possible, meaning between you and your representatives, and there does need to be a purity test. I do not mean, right now, I'm not calling you to arms and a physical civil war, to be clear. And by the way, if someone is doing that, glowworm. That's why you don't respond, you don't make your final executive decisions right now, but you start taking...
I mean, we know for a fact that it's not just the fucking glowies that are pushing for that. Dog, your fan base. Okay, your fan base. Glowy means a federal agent, okay, on the internet, for those of you who don't know. This is the government our founding fathers warned us about. Love the cold open. The biggest thing for me was when they labeled parents as domestic terrorists for speaking up on what they don't want here. kids to learn to get rid of them is a shameful organization. My biggest problem is that there isn't no one willing to stand up and say this is wrong. They need to be held accountable. Most of the people they have any say are in cahoots. You just really a racist dog whistle. Crowder is not holding back, bro. In order for you to know the origins of Glowy as a racist dog whistle, you're already permanently brain broken, and we're probably a part of a community that was incredibly racist to begin with. Shut the fuck up, okay? This idea that like the average normie who knows that or understands it as anything but like pointing to FBI agents or CIA agents on the internet it immediately is a self-report. It's one of those things where you're just like, and also the irony is, yeah, you're basically doing that. I'm starting to think Steven Crowder might be a hateful person, like. But you also know that? Yeah, I know everything, okay? I'm fucking brain broken.
Steps.
Yeah.
But I want everyone to see you mad.
It's just so funny to be like, wow, this Steven Crowder guy seems kind of racist. He said glowy. Like, it's like the weirdest. It is straight up the weirdest way to fucking call Steven Crowder racist. Like, he literally just did like an insane Chinese accent, okay? Or like an insane Asian, broad categorized Asian accent, while saying all Asians have small penises because they do penis binding. And you're like, oh, well, he knows what glowy is. This guy, I don't know. Like, that's so stupid. It's like looking at the CPAC, looking at the fucking CPAC, the stage on CPAC and being like, well, that's a Nordic rune, I think. I'm beginning to think these Republicans are racist. Meanwhile, the guy sitting on top of that fucking Nordic rune is literally just being like 14 words, okay? We just advocating to murder like every non-white person. And you're like, man, are these guys fucking racist or what? Look at the symbolism on the Nordic rune.
I don't think that enough hosts out there. I don't think that enough people, there are a few, but a lot of them say, well, this is wrong. And they talk about it with this distant, calculated, cold demeanor. That's not me. That's not us here. Whether it's Kyle Rittenhouse, whether it's this, sorry, I can't do it. I only know one way. If you see me off air, people are often surprised, like, oh, I feel like I'm on the show. Pretty much, sometimes I'm a little quieter because I'm tired if it's right after the show. These are the ABCs of me. And I think you should let your freak flag fly.
Yeah. Well, when Donald Trump said on January...
I mean, as we all know, the one thing conservatives are is quiet. And they never let their freak flags fly. Oh, wait. You literally showed them flying their freak flags when they went to Mar-a-Lago last night. The notion that conservatives were like holding back and now they're going to be unhinged is funny because they have never stopped being unhinged. And no, I don't think it's going to get worse, honestly. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong. But like, they're already always on. They're already always on fucking 100. If it got worse, they would die. They all have fucking heart disease and diabetes, okay? If they tried to ramp up the intensity, they would literally kill themselves on accident.
That if you don't fight like hell, you won't have a country. You better fight like hell. He wasn't calling people to arms then either, even though they've tried to make
he said make your voices heard peacefully.
Make your voices heard
peacefully. And by the way,
patriotically.
that's the catalyst for all of this, right? Yeah, as they say, January 6th investigation. Wait, do you mean you're talking about a plot to overthrow the government from the same speech where he said, make your voices heard patriotically and peacefully?
I know you guys are going up to Congress to make your voices heard, not your fists, not your feet, not...
This is awesome, dude. Yeah, no, this is great. No, go ahead. Parse through Donald Trump's words and be like, no, he didn't mean it like that. That's awesome. It was just a big misunderstanding, you know? Yeah, everybody, I guess they didn't hear all the hogs that he's been whipping up into a frenzy for the past like 4 years. I guess they just didn't hear that part.
Weapons, just your voices heard. But he was absolutely right. Think about this. He was telling you, if you don't fight for your country, if you don't fight to make sure that you have the right representatives, you don't fight to make sure that you hold those representatives accountable when they start making changes, if you don't do the things like Ron DeSantis did when he fired one of the prosecutors the other day because he refused to enforce the law, if you don't do things like that, you won't have a country. And so what are you sitting around waiting for?
Yeah.
I do think it's also funny that, like, if we're going to get into semantics, like, the man's title is FBI raised Donald Trump. This means war. They're all wearing fight like hell t-shirts. Like, even from a semantics point of view, if we're going to just, like, look at the aesthetics of violence and, like, a violent rhetoric, like, you're not winning that one, man.
You won't have the country that you say that you love and that gives you the freedoms that you enjoy right now. They'll just be gone. And the Democrats don't care. They want everything that you believe in to be gone.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what they want.
What I find crazy is, I don't think I said on this show, we were discussing it before the show, but I was at Hudson News on Sunday. And then,
it's funny, I was watching Hudson Hawk on Sunday.
Really?
Awful film.
That was fantastic.
I watch it every other Tuesday.
Yeah. They don't have watches, but hey, they sing songs.
I know, it's crazy. But I was at Hudson News, and the cover of Newsweek was, "Will Trump do time?" And it was a picture of him in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow, I wonder what's going to happen with Trump. And then the next day, it was raided. And it just shows how the media creates the narrative, or they have information prior to anything happening. And it's very scary that immediately that's what happened. The next day, like, I could just see that and go, that's weird. I wonder what's going to happen. And within not even 24 hours, that's what happened.
It's a surreal experience. For example, when there were a few of them, but I remember, because I was watching it live, Senator Hirono demanding and complaining that I was not removed from YouTube for hate speech, which already the CEO of YouTube said there was no violation of the rules. And I'm sitting there going, wait a second. This is a sitting senator, not even from my district, demanding that I be removed. And I will tell you, I'm always surprised that other hosts aren't experiencing the same thing. If you're close to the target, you're going to have someone in the FBI try and sting you. Sorry, we're just a bunch of basic bitch Christian conservatives. FBI. Didn't have anything. Wish you did. Sorry, Senator Hirono, it's not a violation. You watch it and you go, what world am I in? You never expect this. You never expect this to happen. And so I'm acutely aware of it. My biggest line item is legal fees outside of employees. It's payroll and then legal fees. Those are the most expensive line items here in this company because of the constant ongoing battle. It's nonstop. I mean, it's nonstop. So I understand. And we're fortunate enough. And just to be clear, this show.
What the fuck's he doing constantly that his legal fees are so fat? I don't even, like, is he being sued all the time? I think he's lying. I think he's like going after the Alex Jones market. You know what I mean? Felix has a banger take on this, but he goes, one way to take this is typical right-wing media posturing where you goad your audience into throwing their lives away in your place. The other is that it's an understandable emotional response to having to cover another document stored wrong case. Like, it's either bullshit, it's a bullshit raid, and you're just like, and Trump is going to be exonerated, or you think this is the worst thing that could have ever happened, and you just, or even if you don't believe it, you're just basically fucking advocating for war so that, like, some other dumbass single parents, some other victims of divorce court out there will go and do some fucked up shit and end up going to jail for a very long time in your place because you're never going to do it.
Before we bring on Giuliani, it's not funded by billionaires who made money off of energy. It's not funded by a 501c3, by nonprofits. No one owns it but me. No one signs the front of these checks at this company but me. 100% of it. And that is entirely funded by you. And I don't mean like PBS says it, where they say viewers like you, but what they really mean is it's actually receiving countless untold federal grants. So if you want to go to loudoutcrowded.com/mugclub, you can support it. We're going to do another, sorry, I got to bring up my iPad here. Today is a little bit screwy. Bear with me. We're going to be talking about stuff that we probably can't talk on YouTube. And I don't know. That's the thing, too. It's a constant game of, it's someone stepping back and laying down landmines, only there's no more land. It's just mines.
Yeah. Hey, Hillary Clinton found an opportunity to capitalize off this, if you want to see that.
Oh, really? Oh, by not having sex with her husband?
Well,
well, that and
every But Her Emails Had Her Shirt Sold helps Onward Together partners defend democracy, build a progressive bench, and fight for our values. Just saying.
By the way, that is the most retouched picture of Hillary Clinton from the last decade.
Oh, yeah. What is her hat?
She created an actual jawline.
Yeah.
It says But Her Emails.
And, Photoshop this hat on me from 95.
Yeah. It's just she just merged it with Kate Upton and thought we'd be none the wiser.
Pompeo came out and said this. He goes, "We knew that you had classified information. We knew it. We proved it, and we didn't raid you." And you said, "This is the president." Yeah, the bar is lower for Hillary. She would have had.
She wasn't even president.
No, that's what I'm saying.
She wasn't even sleeping with the president.
The bar's lower. They would have had all the right in the world to go after her.
I bet her ankle masseuse is the strongest person alive.
Yeah, it's a Swedish man named Sven.
Yeah, it just takes hours.
He just has 2 private clients, John Travolta and her ankle.
Yeah, that's true.
They're insured like J-Lo's asset.
Wait, this doesn't make any sense. They're both private citizens at that point. Donald Trump is being investigated as a private citizen, not the president. Just like Hillary Clinton in that situation, it was being investigated as a private citizen. I don't even understand how they can... Crowder personally mentioned that in the beginning as a way to be like, it's not even the same. Like, he has been saying that a former president has more rights. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I mean, if you kill someone as a former president, it's okay. You know what I mean? Even if you do it even if you do it as a private citizen, it's okay because at some point you were the former president. So
that's just Hillary Clinton's ankles.
Lloyd's of London. Right?
Takes a lot of structural integrity to keep this seizure ship up.
Yes. Well, he prefers Travolta. He finishes a lot quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gee.
Well, anyone would.
Well, yes.
Okay, I'm not going to watch the guest of the show, Rudy Giuliani. What is this? Janine.